AskReddit Biolitech. What is a weird flex you are proud of? I finished 3 chapsticks in a row without losing them. Genuinely impressed. I went viral and got 1 million+ views on YouTube in 2007 for a silly rap about the Nintendo Wii I made out of boredom. Before that was a common thing, and before there were ads on YouTube. My video was featured on the front page of YT, on Attack of the Show, and at Nintendo's E3 press conference that year, and was one of the first 100 videos available on the iPhone, since iOS didn't support Flash Video at the time, and while I felt like the coolest kid in town and at my campus for a period, I made exactly $0 for it. This is a deleted comment from a former Apollo app user. This user has left Reddit thanks to USPES's decision to kill third-party apps in favor of Reddit's own dumpster fire of mobile app. This former community member refused to be used for ad revenue and user data research. I have survived a murder attempt and a run-in with a literal serial killer. One of the only replies I'm really interested in knowing the what and how. One of my favorite composers responded to an email I sent him asking for feedback on a cover I did of one of his tracks. It was a lengthy and insightful response and it really did make the 6 months of working on it all worthwhile. Edit. For those asking, it was Chris Christodoulou's The Rain, formerly known as Purple, which you can check out my cover of here. https://www.youtube.com/watch?vec-HANFPOZGVO. Deleted. After 30 years of being a couch potato, I started running in my 50s. 11 months later did a half marathon in a decent time for someone half my age. I'm almost the same. I started running in my late 40s after a lifetime of zero exercise and an absolute hatred of running. It took a lot longer before I decided to try a marathon, but at 57 I ran my first marathon and a half marathon and finished in the top third in my age group. The thing is, I still hate running. I have never enjoyed 1 minute of it. But I also never regretted going for a run. I love having been for a run. But mostly what keeps me going is that I can just tell what a massively positive change this has made to my life. I can mimic the sounds of birds, get all the birds in the area to start singing, and even get them to seek out the big bird. It's kinda funny to have them completely change their song when they realize I am not a bird, almost screeching at me sometimes, especially catbirds. Edit. I really need to do a video. Hopefully will be nice days soon and before Reddit explodes itself. So you catfish birds? I walked from Mexico to Canada once. PCT? Dentists always compliment me on how well I clean my teeth. 35 and my socks never came out unpaired out of the washing machine. You are either making stuff up or are cheating by having only 1 foot. I'm cured, not just remission, of what could be considered the most aggressive type cancer known to man. Most aggressive is not to be confused with most deadly. Either way, I'm still alive, bitches. Congratulations. I have metastatic colon cancer. They were able to remove most of the tumors, but there are metastases that are not operable after a huge surgery, terrible chemo and 3 hospitalizations. A few weeks ago they told me that the disease is stable, so for now I'm still here. I'm doing sports again, and I can eat and drink normally. I'm not an addict and my kid's 8 and has never been in foster care or involved with child protective services. I come from a long line of addicts and unruly white trash, and though I don't have a high-paying job, I do work and provide above and beyond what my parents ever did, without government aid. Also 9 years sober from hard drugs. I broke the cycle. You are also kind. Thank you. I forget how far I had to go to make it where I am, and I only posted here because to me, it is a weird flex. I don't know anyone in my personal life that is living a reasonably normal life trying to be the best parent possible that flexes breaking their generational trauma cycle. This is a genuine, Legit flex that so many people don't begin to understand. Although I can't understand it in terms of having been in your shoes, I can say that as a program manager of a foster care agency, you have done something incredible. You did that. Nice job. I once won gold at the Games Workshop Golden Demon Painting Competition in the 90s. Quit straight away and never entered again. Go out on top. Edit. Since people have been asking, https://tinyurl.com/gdmonster94. They call that doing a cantonar. I can turn my arm all the way around 360 degrees and I make some of best shrimp and grits you'll ever have. Now I know why my shrimp and grits never turn out right. I've been facing the stove. I was in Barry Manilow's backing choir for a few Wembley Arena dates. As a Fanilo, I love this. My YouTube account is blessed. I have not received an ad in over a decade, and I do not pay for premium. I don't use ad blockers, and I've tested it by adding my account to my friends' TVs and other devices. They get ads on their account, but I do not. Edit. Since this post is blowing up, I'll add something slightly NSFW. I also have full access to Pornhub Premium for free. At this point, I really do believe I've hacked the Matrix. This is a real thing. It's a statistical control to test things like how many viewers they lose due to ads. I can squeeze my butt cheek so tight it cracks my tailbone like cracking your knuckles. A very literal weird flex. My class was working on a short film together with professionals, and I was an editor. I got to work with the original editor of Lego Ninjago Season 1-3 on my class short film. You have no idea how jealous I am. I swam the gap between Sicily and mainland Italy. I just climbed the stairs from the ground level to floor 3, and I only got a little bit winded. I'm probably ready for this. I made a leather shoe a few days ago. It's rather tiny but kinda cool and wearable for gnomes. Edit. Wow. So much attention, hahaha. I uploaded a picture on my profile. Are you making a second one? A zebra bit me in my left arm. Just be glad it didn't bite you in or around zebra region. My cursive handwriting is beautiful. Like something that came out of an old legal document from the 19th century. I get compliments about it all the time even though many young people can't read it. Pics. I'm a legally blind person, so I have residual vision. I can still walk around my apartment and find my stuff when there's a power outage using muscle memory. Edit. Had no idea it would blow up like this. I love the curious ones. How did you scroll through Reddit? No offense, just honestly curious. Hope you have a nice day. Opening beer bottles with my belly button. Finally, an actual weird flex. I can resemble the moo of a cow rather accurately with my voice. I was over 40 when I learned this sound has a name and it's called lowing. I have a WinRAR license. Deleted. This time last year I was hella suicidal. I lived, bitch. I've been sober for exactly 1 year now, down to the day. I can lose a remote that I had just searched for and found in under 30 seconds. I've lost a wrench and tore apart the work area looking for it, with that wrench in my hand. While drinking a glass of whiskey and smoking a cigarette I accidentally dropped my phone and somehow caught it on the tip of my foot. No one was there to see it happen. I'm proud as hell of that 1 in a million catch. I once dropped my phone on a roller coaster and the person behind me caught it. Not a flex for me, but definitely for him. I've been completely sober for 7 years after almost 15 years straight of complete binging heroin, opiates, and alcohol. Despite my parents not believing that I'd finish high school, I graduated high school, got my associates at my local community college, and am currently pursuing my bachelor's degree. I'm a first-gen Latina in a male-dominated field, but I got here without my parents' help and without them believing in me. I did it for me, and I'm proud of me. Edit. I didn't expect this amount of kindness from anyone, so thank you all very much for your kind and motivational words. And oh man, thanks so much for the awards. Deleted. No shit. Not that weird, but I moved to the other side of the world on my own when I turned 18. Same here. Chicago suburbs to Australia. Not a huge culture shock at all, but it led me to more travel and haven't lived in the States since I'm 29 now. Lived in South Korea, Cambodia, went to university in the Netherlands, first adult job in London, now traveling in Southeast Asia again and writing this from Chiang Mai. I work my way through all of it. A life experience I'd recommend to anyone who is able and willing to go for it. I designed a little puzzle and had it 3D printed. From my brain to a thing I can hold in my hand in a couple of weeks. A neat we live in the future moment. My friend made one for me, but failed to check if it was solvable. The pieces all fit together in the final solution, but it turns out there's not actually any path to the solution, lol. At 62 I lost 400 pounds in 2 years. I lost 800 pounds in about 4 hours. Of course, I was at a casino in England, but still. I've been 3 months alcohol free. Not much, but I'm proud of it. Edit. Wow. I woke up to 28 notifications and nearly 1,000 upvotes. That's crazy. Thanks so much everyone. I don't think I've ever had such a huge smile on my face having just woken up as I did reading all your replies. I love you all. I have a near perfect credit score. After not having one for some time. I went from 260-760 lol. It took a decade, but man, they need to teach the importance of credit scores in high school. I finish 90% of video games that I start. Edit. Wow. Woke up to so many questions. So yeah, I have a system these days. 3 or 4 games at a time in a rotation. I get to add new games from my huge backlog to the rotation, only if I finish the campaign of a game. To me this is finished, not platinum trophy or equivalent. If it gets too stressful I lower the difficulty in the last level or boss. Better a finished game on easy than not finished at all. Honestly, the number may be a bit lower these days, after getting Switch and buying much more indies. But it used to be higher when I just played on PS. If a game do not draw me in first few hours, then I can delete, or leave it. But if I play approx 50% of a game, I have to finish it. Edit 2. By the way, last game I finished was Luigi's Mansion 3 on Sunday. King Boo was a pain of a last boss. I blame the aiming controls. Loved. The question is, did you start more than 10% of the games you own? I've never lost the I Love You More game. That's some serious flex you got here. I once won UK Paperboy of the Year. This month I am going to be paying off my house, after 12 years of a 30-year mortgage. Hell yes, nice flex. I can talk backwards fluently. I strongly believe I'm one of the best Minesweeper players on this earth. After many tries, I once finished the largest size in sub-minute time. I was very proud of myself. Then I looked at the records. I was still proud of myself, but damn, those people are crazy. I'm happy, regardless of who's in out my life. Damn, what's your secret? In all seriousness. Deleted. I'm 27 and I'm no longer on coke. It's a lot, bro. I can dunk. I can't dunk, but I've got good fundamentals. I saved about 7 lives. 5 as a firefighter and 2 friends who want to kill them due to depressions and bad life choices. Wasp was coming at me, flick my finger and wrist for added momentum, split him in 2, fatality. Back in my mid-20s I did an install for a company currently worth $131 billion. They showed up on day 1 of the install with only a general assembly drawing. It had part names, but none of the critical measurements we needed to be able to install the 30+ robotically controlled lines throughout the whole of the plant. These lines had to link up with the main feed and several other sorting tables and elevators between floors, so the measurements absolutely had to be correct. I spent that day with a tape measure, a ruler, fine tip marker, and a 3 feet piece of cardboard figuring out the measurements between conveyors based off of a laser level shooting a line down the warehouse. We completed half a dozen conveyor lines before I had to join another crew in the middle of maintenance shutdown. I was away from the site for about a month before I returned to find them using the same piece of cardboard as they were completing the tail end of the project. TL. DRA subcontracted second-year apprentice working with licensed tradesmen and engineers helped save a multi-million-dollar installation because the multi-billion-dollar multinational conglomerate didn't bother bringing prints or a fucking clue. I have always wanted to be a biologist ever since I remembered. All my friends wanted to be footballers, astronauts, or YouTubers, and eventually had to give up, change their dreams to something more realistic. I have only 1 exam left to get my bachelor's degree in biology this month, and I'll start a master's degree in biotech in September. Same. Also with biology. Just started studying last year and I'm doing great. I'm so happy that I can do what I love and want.